What's going on, everybody? Brian here from Brian's Broadcast, and today it's a special review for the fragrance which is really dear to my heart as of now, and the fragrance is none other than Fragrance Du Bois New York Intense. Behind me is Manhattan. You can see the beautiful skyline and all the skyscrapers. And right now I'm here in Roosevelt Island, one of the hillocks beside the Cornell University or Institute, whatever you call it. And of course, it's not my regular studio setup, so you can see me holding my mic over here. And it's like a makeshift studio. So if you are hearing any sights and sounds besides my voice, I apologize for that. But again, this is a big mega city. You know what happens here. So Fragrance Du Bois New York Intense is one of those beautiful fragrances that I recently acquired. And let me tell you a little background about this one. This is from their one of those fashion capital series where they designed fragrances for several cities where the major fashion metropolitans like Milan, London, New York, all those places, Paris, all those places, right? So I'm fairly new to this house, but from what I hear, like this bottle right here, you see the crystals right here? From what I hear, I'm not sure if these are Swarovski's crystals, but yeah, it's a fantastic presentation. It's very heavy. The cap itself is very heavy. It's, I don't know, like gold-plated? But whatever, man, like it feels very solid and premium. The atomizer on this fragrance bottle is mind-blowing. I mean, I'm pretty impressed. It's a pressure-sensitive one where you can actually control how much sprays out. Let me quickly read out the notes for you guys from the website. So on the top, you get cinnamon, coriander, orange blossom. Oh, sorry, it's orange, blackberry, bay leaf, and rose. In the mids, you get olibanum, guaiac wood, clove, vanilla, honey, immortal, and orchid. And on the base, you get vetiver, cedarwood, you get oud, myrrh, patchouli, musk, amber, labdanum, and oak moss. A lot of things happening in this fragrance. Now, let me tell you one thing. If this fragrance can be explained in few simple terms, this is basically entire New York City right here. Now, the fragrance company, they say like this is one of those essential fragrances that kind of captures the essence of New York City. So on a warm summer day or something like that, that's what they're trying to depict over here. But what I'm trying to say over here is that it's pretty cold today. It's not freezing, but it's pretty cold. It's windy. And what I can say about this fragrance, it's just so fabulous. It's so close to your heart, and it's so warm, inviting, and at the same time, it's very alive and refreshing. Now, what do I mean by all these terms when I say that it's refreshing, it's alive? The moment you spray this fragrance, you feel that beautiful, fruity, like energetic opening, and the cinnamon gives you that like a spicy, warm, inviting feel, and with all that orange, blackberry, and you got the bay leaf over here. Gives you that like kind of like herbaceous, warm, and a pretty bold, like in your face kind of opening. But again, this is not one of those like rough and tough macho guy kind of fragrance. But again, this is one of those fragrances kind of gives you the vibe of like somebody in a suit walking into an expensive posh office where you sit on that leather chair and you're like a CEO or like a director of a company. That's the kind of feel you get. It's very posh, it's very luxurious. As this fragrance starts drying down, guys, this beautiful immortal, like there's a dry kind of feeling to it, and then this fragrance starts getting all that guaiac wood. There's a hint of sweetness, a dry sweetness, a dry tad bit like kind of like a dusty kind of feel, and at the same time you get the vanilla, which kind of mixes with the honey and gives you that kind of like a sweet consistency to this. I really loved it. Like it's not anything you experience in fragrances every day. I mean, this is like Fragrance Du Bois New York Intense is totally off the hook. It's not something you experience every day. It's very, very different from whatever I have in my collection. Further drying down, the vetiver over here, it's kind of like the dry, woody kind of vetiver, and it's a tad bit dark. They have patchouli and oud in the dry down. The oud is very wearable, like even in the warmer days. Now, if you know, in 2023, even in February, the weather's been going crazy. One day it's like there, and then one day it's like here. It's going all over the place. I've worn this fragrance several days, warmer days, colder days, and this thing just performed. Like, it just lasts. It just performs, and it just opens up so nicely and then develops and dries down so nicely that I don't know, like, I have not experienced fragrances like this all too often. Now, as this thing is drying down, you get this beautiful aromatic oud and like patchouli, vetiver, myrrh. The myrrh over here, it's tad bit like, gives you that kind of like a sweet incense kind of myrrh, but it's not one of those like a very smoky or, like the Middle Eastern kind of myrrh or incense kind of vibe you get. It's not like that, but it's so mild, so subtle that it's like absolutely wearable in all weather conditions and all situations. Casual, formal, whatever it is, you can dress it up. You can go casual on this. It's very, very versatile, 100% wearable. Now, towards the dry down, the muskiness just captivates your senses. It's one of those like fruity, like dry, fruity kind of muskiness, and the citruses in the top. Kind of, I have a feeling that it comes all the way towards the dry down, like it just lasts. And then the immortal in the mids and the gaiac wood, it just keeps on playing with your senses, and it's so beautiful. And talking about the longevity, hands down, one of the beautiful fragrances. It just lasts more than 10 to 12 hours. And beyond that, it stays as a skin scent, but it keeps on wafting out. Now, the oil concentration is pretty high on this one. It's pretty good. So, like every time your body heats up, it'll keep on wafting out. Now, guys, I just want to tell you one thing, that this fragrance, it should not be mistaken for, like, you see all these notes, you see some floral notes over here, you get rose, and in the mids you get orchid. It's not at all floral like that. Maybe those are supporting notes. Those are supporting some other notes that are, like it tones down and then it elevates something else, but it's not like a dominant or prominent note inside the fragrance. Besides that, it's a beautiful aromatic woody fragrance with this tardy bit of sweetness from the fruits, and the muskiness is beautifully done. A very smooth blend, absolutely no sharp edges. And the honey and the immortal just plays a beautiful role over here. Gives it that dry, sweet consistency. And again, the sweetness is not too much. It's just the perfect amount, not those something from Montal or any other fragrances where you have honey and then you get that too much overpowering sweetness. It's never like that. It's beautifully done, very wearable, very soothing, and very pleasant fragrance. Something you would want to wear in the office or any other place. Date night safe, 100%. You're hanging out with the guys, 100%. Going on an important meeting, 100%. A very posh and luxurious fragrance. I don't have the presentation with me because, I didn't want to carry all the thing over here in this wide open space, but it's a beautiful presentation. You can check out the other reviews, people who have done the full unboxing and stuff. You can check it there, but I really wanted to talk about New York Intense, sitting here in New York City and with the New York City Manhattan background in this video. So guys, tell me what you feel. Do you have this fragrance or not? What do you feel about this fragrance? Any other fragrance suggestion you have for me from this particular house? And until the next video, please take care, stay safe, and all the best.